to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to Do-It-Yourself Budget Hot Rodding. We've got a lot of ground to cover in this video. We're going to actually be going out and spending some time with Project Spirit, but not just doing anything. This is going to be some of the first preliminary things of putting her back on the road. Now, with the new radiator, you know, we're that much closer. You know, we can now begin removing parts, replacing things, and, you know, shooting things with paint. We can now start doing things with the radiator and the fan in hand. One of the main objectives is to get that front, you know, between now and however many videos it takes to get the front clip off, get the old hood off. We may have to cover with a tarp some of the time. That's okay. Because in doing all of this, we're going to be out there, we're going to be under the hood, we're going to be removing pieces, restoring pieces, replacing pieces. It's going to be an interesting time, so I hope all of you kind of stick around and kind of see the work as it develops. Now, very quickly, we did start a lot of the work last year while we were waiting to get the money to get some of the parts to make Spirit, to begin this process. Now, in the process of all of this, there's still a lot of other stuff to get, but the main thing is to get it to where we can move Project Spirit safely and to get her starting and running and moving on her own power once again. Which is why you've heard me in previous videos say, don't worry about, you know, don't get ahead of yourselves. You know, we're not going to worry about the engine. As long as it'll turn over, it'll run. That's the main thing, is to get her where we can get her moving on her own power. And that's exactly what we're going to begin seeing in the series of videos that you know, basically getting her to where she can move on her own power. Now, there's going to be another video being kind of shot at the same time, which is going to talk about some things that is going to be an ugly subject. Some things that happened to Project Spirit, happened to my now expanding family. It's going to get interesting there too. So just kind of bear with us. A lot of stuff's going to be happening today. I'm going to be a very busy man. So without further ado, in this video, we're going to be getting to work on Project Spirit. So I'll see you all out at Project Spirit, who's just not too far from where we are. Alrighty, folks. Y'all recognize this old girl. Now, Project Spirit here, she's been laid up for a good minute, and we get the enjoyment of trying to get in here and starting to begin the process of taking down this entire mess. You know, where she took that hit, and we've got to remove the radiator, we've got to get the old fan out, and we've got to start kind of getting things together to kind of begin going back in. Now, the fun part is a lot of these bolts have not been moved since Project Spirit left the factory way back when. So the enjoyment part of it all is as we begin diving into Project Spirit, we get to remove a lot of stuff that hasn't moved, and in some cases hasn't moved for years. Or in my case, some of it hasn't moved since I put it on there. So here we go. Alrighty, folks. It took us a good minute to get, basically get the radiator and the old cooling fan out of the way. And let me show you as best as I can. This radiator wasn't cooling anything, okay? She took a massive hit right on the front. So that radiator is shot, but this is not the time to throw this out. No, you take this over to your local scrap yard, and you can actually, because there's a lot of copper in that, and ferrous metals like that. So we can get some money back on this, even though it's completely unusable. We could still recycle this and make some of our money back. And now that we've got that out of the way, we were able to easily get to the cooling fan. Now, as you can tell, this fan took a pretty massive hit. Now, we could probably spend a little bit of time straightening this out. However, this would almost have to go to a machine shop and have it completely worked on, tweaked, and things like that, or we could get something else. Now, in our last video where we talked about this, we're going to give this a try. But we had to get the spacer that was on the back of this fan off, and let me tell you, that was a bit of a challenge. So from here, what we're going to need to do is we're going to breach containment, if you will. We're going to get into the package and make sure that everything fits as it should. And it looks like, yep, that's going to work out just fine, okay? So we're going to weasel this thing back off. I'm totally leaving that in there. We're going to weasel this thing back off, and believe it or not, this actually says right here on the fan, the maximum rating is 8,000 RPM. I don't think we're going to get that high with an old inline 6, but we're going to go ahead and mount this. I give it a test look, see how it looks, make sure everything's where it should be. But after that, well, the real excitement begins. Folks, so we're now at that stage where we've got one more piece on Project Spirit. Now, granted, this is just a small piece, but you got to remember, with building a car, it's a giant puzzle. That's exactly what it is. So now from here, we've got a long list of things we still got to get. Obviously a hood, we've got a fender. We're going to end up needing, obviously the usual lights and bits like that. And because the fender on that side, the replacement fender, is for a 70 to 74 Maverick, we're going to have to replace that one too. Which is all right by me. A little bit narrower. We can actually build a Maverick front end. If you know how to get all the parts and get it right and everything, we can actually build our own if we wanted. Something that's never been seen before, which we might just do that since we're already here and doing this. So that's kind of where we're at on this. We're just one step closer to getting Project Spirit back on the road. Now, with that being said, maybe some of you would like to help with some of the, the finances to speed this process up a little bit quicker. Let's talk about that real quick. First on our things that you can help with, we've got the Teespring. We've got Teespring where you can get merchandise of all sizes and shapes, including Project Spirit logo stuff, which once she hits the road again, we're probably going to redo that logo. So now would be definitely the time to get one of those logos before we change it, you know. We've got Project Lena, we've got Cinnamon merchandise, we've got merchandise of all sizes and shapes. So get on over there to Teespring, get yourself some Prince Magnum channel merchandise. Now, maybe you've got enough crap floating around your apartment, maybe merchandise isn't your thing. Get on over to Patreon, $1 a month, and you become a member of the Patreon. There's not a whole lot to really do over there, because what we do when you become a Patreon member, you get access to Cinnamon's Discord for $1 a month. And Cinnamon's Discord is a private Discord server for the simple purposes you're not going to pay to cause those kind of problems. I don't know anybody that would do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's how. So if you want access to Cinnamon's Discord and you're not a moderator, the only way to get access is to pay through Patreon, $1 a month. Which is actually, there's some pretty cool stuff that's going on that server right now as the making of this video. That being said, now we've covered that. So from here, like for all of you out there, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is, just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for every last one of you out there, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.
I admire your honesty. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister.